Think of your earliest memory. Not the story you tell, the actual moment. Hold it. Now, what if I told you that memory might be wrong? It feels solid, like it's always been there. It hasn't. That's the first illusion. We think memory works like a recording, stored, untouched. You press play, and the past comes back. But that's not what your brain does. It doesn't store memories. It rebuilds them, every time. Then why does it change every time you remember it?
In the 1970s, psychologist Elizabeth Loftus ran a simple experiment. She showed people a car crash. Then she changed one word, hit or smashed. That's it. But the people who heard smashed remembered something that never happened, broken glass. Same event, different memory. Nothing changed in reality, only in the reconstruction. This is how your brain works. A memory is not a file. It's wet clay. Every time you touch it, it changes shape. The moment you remember something, it becomes editable. And when you store it again, it's no longer the same. It's an update. So what you're seeing right now is not your childhood. It's the last version you rebuilt. Now look closer. That birthday you remember, the cake, the room, the people. How much of that was really there and how much came later? A photo you saw years after? A story someone told you? Something you repeated until it stuck? At some point, the story takes over. The source disappears. Only the story remains.
In another experiment, people were told a story about their childhood, that they got lost in a shopping mall. It never happened, but after a few suggestions, about 25% of them remembered it. Not vaguely, in detail. The fear, the surroundings, the person who helped them. Their brain didn't check if it was true. It only checked if it made sense. If it felt coherent, it became real. If you think this only happens to the distant past, you're wrong. It happens in real time. In 2005, researchers in Sweden ran a strange experiment. They showed people two faces and asked, which one is more attractive? The participant chose one, but then the researchers secretly switched the photo and handed them the face they didn't choose. Most people didn't notice. But that's not the strange part. The strange part is what happened next. They started explaining their choice. I like her expression. She seems more friendly. They gave reasons for a decision they never made. The brain didn't detect the error. It fixed it. It changed the story instantly. And here's the part that matters. If your brain can rewrite your choices in real time, then your memories were never safe to begin with.
Second illusion. Your clearest memories feel the most reliable. They're not. Clarity doesn't come from accuracy. It comes from repetition. The more times you revisit a memory, the more stable it feels. But that stability is just reinforcement. You're not remembering better. You're editing more. Now, the deeper question. Why would your brain work like this? Why build a system that can rewrite reality? Because your brain is not trying to preserve the past. It's trying to protect the future. Accuracy is expensive. It takes too much energy to store every detail of your life. But meaning is efficient. Your brain keeps what's useful and fills in the rest with logic, with emotion, with whatever helps you move forward, even if it's not true. This is where it gets uncomfortable. Photos don't preserve your memories. They change them. In one study, people were shown fake childhood photos, things that never happened. Over time, they started to remember them, not as images, as experiences. Their brain reshaped the past to match the evidence, not the truth.
Now, step back. If your memories keep changing, then your past isn't fixed. And if your past isn't fixed, what is your identity built on? Because who you are comes from what you remember, but those memories are being rewritten, constantly. Not randomly, but to stay consistent with who you are now. Final shift. You never had direct access to your childhood, only versions of it, and each version was built by a different version of you. So when you look back, you're not seeing what happened, you're seeing what still makes sense. You didn't lose your childhood, you edited it,
over and over again until it became a story you could live with. And that story is still being written. So here's the real question. What's your earliest memory? And how sure are you that it actually happened the way you think it did?